Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name's Danielle from Filler Space and this is my design team project for Ruby&Pearlxo. It's a little gloomy outside today, so I have to apologise for the lighting. It's not perfect, but it's been like this for the last few days, so I've not been able to avoid it, I'm afraid. So what I created today, I'm calling a mini gift station / mini gift wrap station. It's packed with lots of goodies to help you maybe dress up a gift that you've already wrapped, or grab a thank you card for a friend, or just give something that extra special touch. But the main idea is it's something on hand that's pre-made, you can just grab, so that's the main idea. I've used a Tim Holtz vignette box that I've used crackle paste just to dress up, and some wood stain that I had in my stash, and then I've taken the original handle off and I just added this vintage piece that I found. But yeah, that's all I've done to the box. I'll show you more of that at the end when it's empty. So I'm just going to go through the first tray with you, and then all the cards I'll show. So some music, and then I'll pop back at the end to demonstrate a little something special that I've put at the back, but I'll show you how to make those. Okay, so I hope you enjoy and I hope you find some inspiration. So this at the front I've popped with more of the accessory pieces, so to speak. So let's get these out of the way first. So just some trim. That's some pom-pom trim and some polka dot sari silk. So they're there to maybe wrap around a gift. And these, let's get the cute things out. These are miniature jars. One I filled with glass glitter, and then the other one I've left empty for you to put whatever you wish in. So this glass glitter, it's for decoration. I've sealed the top so it doesn't come out or make a big mess, but basically that's a little trinket that you could maybe put with your gift wrap around a present. So that's the idea for that. And there's the empty one there. Then in here, a little glassine bag, which I know everyone's been absolutely obsessed with making, and me included. I've made these non-stop just for no reason. I think I put some treats in them for Christmas and things. But Heather's idea of creating these glassine bags is just amazing. If you want to see that, if you haven't already, she's got a video over on her channel. So in here I've just got some wax seals, same idea as the miniature bottles. I've popped a little hole in them so you can again adorn them to a gift. So I just got 4 of those in there for you. And another here. Now this is where the idea actually started, was with this. So in here I fussy cut some of Heather's typography. I don't want to be wrong, so I will list it below. But I remember when she bought this kit out, and these are absolutely stunning letters. So she's got pages, but what I've done is I've fussy cut each individual letter out for you. What you could do is that if you've got a gift for I don't know, there's a K, so maybe a Katie, you can take your letter and adorn it to one of the cards or envelopes or anything that I've included in here, just to personalise that gift, if that makes sense. So you've got the whole alphabet there, and you can obviously purchase Heather's digitals if you need more of them, but you've got one set already done for you. Actually didn't take me that long to fussy cut out, so and these are just little die cut frames that I've popped. So the outside's Heather's digital, and I've just popped one of Heather's lovely images inside and added a bulb safety pin. Again, same idea. All the front is to adorn to gifts, so the front is, they're all the same but different ideas. And in here, these were just made with my scraps. So these are just miniature tags. So again, if I can find a letter, let's get a letter out. Oh, is that coincidentally, is that a D? That's a D, a D for Danielle. So what I mean by the letters and customising, you can add them to your own tags that are already in here, or so that's what I meant by that. These could also be used as bookmarks. You could gift a little bookmark to add to a package. All you've got to do is add a little bit of trim up there. Equally, those accessories can be added to these tags as well. So just again made from my scraps. I believe that's from the Love and Light collection, and maybe the Crème Brûlée. So one or the other, because they were the main kits that I wanted to use though. And I just popped a little wax seal on the glassine back. So right, so this is the point where I'm just going to show you them to music, and I'll pop back at the end. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoy. So these are the special envelopes that I'm going to show you how to make. So these little heart envelopes, or they could equally be some journaling or writing space in there. If it was like a plain background, you could do some writing in there. That's why I haven't sealed them up, just to give that versatility. So this is some origami, but I have actually glued some portions down, which I'm pretty sure you're probably not meant to do with origami. That's not the point, but for the sake of this project and the way we'd like to use them. I've glued portions down, so I'll show you through that, but Heather's Digitals just works so beautifully with them. Now I'm going to show you one with plain paper, just so you can see exactly where the creases are, just to make it clearer for you. But yeah, so I thought these were really cute. So they just sit in the back there. But a few things I should probably discuss through these. So this one that I put aside just so I can explain my idea behind it. But first I said I'd show you the box that I've stained. So just a little bit of close up. And really, now I know what I'm doing with this, it really won't take very long. So layer of crackle paste, layer of paint, layer of stain, and then just a little rub off or sand off, just to get that white peeking through again. So really, or you could just use the vignette boxes as they are, because they're a beautiful stained colour anyway. But just to give that the extra touch, I did jazz it up a little bit. So I'm definitely going to do create more of these trays, boxes. I definitely want to make one for myself as well, because I always find myself needing a quick thank you or a quick kind of card to give someone. So I'm definitely going to make one myself. And my point being is that you could use anything, you could upcycle anything. I'm definitely going to try and use different boxes that I've got around the house, but you don't have to purchase a vignette tray. If you want to make this, just try and use what you've got to hand. This little booklet, this little sweet booklet with a jingle bell, is again completely made from Heather's Digitals, and it's just a die cut at the front. Now this is a miniature booklet, and my idea was to make it into, for the purpose of this, is for it to be a little, maybe a little address booklet, I don't know, people's birthdays, just little reminders maybe in there, just to keep with all your tags and accessories. So nothing too exciting inside, just some vintage lined paper for you to make your own notes in. I just thought that was a sweet idea to keep with like a gift wrap station, is people's addresses or birthdays or anything like that. So that's what that is. That was that's just made from I'm pretty sure this was in the Crème Brûlée, I think, kit, but this is a book cover and she's got 3 different versions of it. I just sized it down to fit, but basically you get the front and the back, and then I think she's included one larger image of just the front. So I just printed that and folded it and just dressed the edges. So that was really easy to make, and it's like resulted in something really quite sweet and cute, with quite little effort. So, and these I created as envelopes with the cards, but you could quite easily use them separately. So you could glue the sides down of this and make that a full envelope, or you could just use the cards that are already in there for them, and they're just plain inside. I'm really hoping I'll get this right with you guys. All you need is a A4 piece of paper. Now admittedly I did cut these down, which I'll show you where I made the cuts, because the guide that I followed, it didn't quite suit for the size of this box, so I'll talk you through that too. So you need a piece of A4 paper, a pen if I can find mine, sorry, not a pen, a pencil. I'm just going to use a pen because I haven't got a pencil to hand, but I'll explain why you need the pencil, or maybe an erasable fabric pen you could use too. So you're going to make your first, not a fold because we're not making a crease, but what we're going to do is fold one bottom corner up until it meets the opposite edge. Right, so we're not creasing this, we're leaving it loose, so make sure you don't make a crease down here. What we're using this for is a guide. So we want to make our marks where that corner meets the edge. So a mark there, a mark in the middle, and then a mark on the opposite edge. So we've got 3 marks just there, and that's all we need the pen / pencil for. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this edge up to this line. So this is what this guide is for. So we fold it up, and that's where we do make the crease. just like that, and get my bone folder. And again, if you haven't done anything like this before, I've done a lot of practice runs before I practiced on a digital, so maybe just practice on a scrap piece of paper. So there's our first crease, and then what we're going to do is, that's now our guide to fold up once more to that line. Okay. This we're going to keep folded, and then we're going to fold in this direction, just in half. Okay, and then we're going to open that back up and then turn the page over. So keeping this at the bottom, so the original fold at the bottom, we're going to fold a triangle up to meet the center line. So as soon as that meets the center line, make sure that entire line here is straight, and then we're going to make that fold there. So if you're using a digital, this is where you're going to know what's going to be on your heart. So here, so whatever folds up here now is what the heart is going to be. And then we're going to do the same again, just to that side. Okay, so you've got your point, almost like a paper aeroplane shape, I guess. All right, so then we're going to turn this back over, and this point is going to be folded up to this dot. So you remember the original guide we made at the start? This point is going to be folded up to there. So as soon as it meets that dot, everything's lined up, and that is where you make that crease just there. So I hope that makes sense so far. And then that's what the back should look like. Yeah, so the front, where your heart is, and the back. So we're folding it back over to the back. And these two flaps here are what we're going to be folding next. So I normally put my finger inside of there to lift it up, like so. And then use my other finger to this crease here, so this crease right here, to then push down. So you want to make this crease meet this line here, and we're just pushing down to make that triangle there. Now when I first did that bit, I don't know, it just didn't look as easy as when I was watching the tutorial, but it is really easy once you've done it a few times. And what I would suggest as well is don't use thick card or thick paper, because it wants to resist you at every point it can, and it definitely makes this stage really hard. So any thin paper you've got, or just regular paper, printer copy of paper, that's fine. That's what this should be looking like at that stage, right? And to the front, that's what that looks like. Okay, so now we're going to be folding these points inwards to make the heart shape. So I lift that up slightly, so I lift this piece of paper up slightly, because you want to aim for this corner to meet down there, but also tuck in just a little bit. So fold in a triangle again, just to make a point, a tip at the top, like so. And you see how they meet, and it's also tucked under there a little bit too. And the same again with this one. Right, so there's our points, our little ears, so to speak. And there you go. Now, I did toy around with the sleeve knit like this, so having the two like points at the top. but I don't know, I just didn't like the way that it looked so much. But so I followed the whole guide, and the next step is then folding this point down to this line. So you're folding it down to the center of this little square. I'm sorry, I can't do anything with these nails. I treated myself for Christmas, and then all my crafts have just gone out the window. It's just made everything really hard to do, and probably get in the way of me showing you things as well, so I apologise. But I hope that makes sense. So this top corner is just folded to this centre point, so top corner to centre point. But yeah, so there's your heart. Really, if you once you've learned, like once you've done a few, this is really quick and easy to make. So I don't want these side pieces, so usually what you do is you'd fold them in. So you'd fold the side pieces in and then you'd fold upwards, but I don't want to do that. So what I did instead is I literally just took my guillotine, or you could use a ruler to rip it, but I probably suggest just so you get a nice clean line, using a paper cutter. I cut from these 2 points down in a straight line just to make that nice petite envelope. So I'm going to go do that now and I'll be back. I've cut my sides off, and just so you can see what I've cut off, I've just cut those two edge pieces off there. And then now when you're doing this, try not to bend down these top points because you'll make a crease across there. So when you're opening it up, try not to press down so much because you'll make an extra crease that you probably don't want at the top. So I'm just going to lift this slightly, and to make my envelope / fold out, you just fold out to meet the top there, and there you go, you could be done. So like I said, with the ones I originally made, you could leave them, you could leave it open like this so you can flip it down and maybe do some journaling inside, or you could, like you would with a normal envelope, you could run some glue also. So you could stitch your glue down these two edges just to close the envelope up like that. Now this is where I used glue, so you could use it, you could quite easily leave it like this, it would stay put, it would stay in this form. However, I like to glue mine down just so everything's a little bit more finished. Open these points back up. Okay, so I open the heart back up, and then I glued down, so these two top points, anything that's loose really I glued down. So my two peaks I glued down, I glued this down here, and then I'll eventually glue this to this. So we've got our fold here, and I'll completely glue that heart down. So I'll do that with you guys, so hopefully you can see where I've glued. I think my glue was clogged, so I'm not going to do the other side, but it's probably better so I can show you the difference. So the glued side, everything's once it's dry, everything's nice and tacked down, whereas the non-glued side, if you're doing traditional origami, is not glued, so it's all loose still. And same with this here, so that's the glued side, it's nice and secure and firm and flat, and this one pops up still a little bit. So I hope you found some inspiration in these videos. These are really versatile, you can do all sorts with them really. Like I said, you could make a that could even be a little journal or a little booklet like this one. So this could be your address / birthday booklet if you wanted to, because all you'd have to do, well, you could just leave it like that and wrap some string around, or you could pop an eyelet in there and do the same that you've done with this one to make a little closure. The idea's just come to me actually in the moment. This also creates a little tuck spot up here, so the point of the heart, but the inside, that's a nice little tuck for you to maybe slip something in there. See if we can see better on that one. But yeah, I can't wait to share more photos with you on Instagram as well, some of the close-ups of the tags and things. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this. Like, it really excited me, this idea did. So I'm looking forward to make one for myself. This one will be for sale when this video is up, so you can go and get that on my Etsy if you wish. Otherwise, I hope it's inspired you to make your own. I'll definitely be sharing more of this variations of this idea on my Instagram. But if you want to see the rest of the Ruby Tuesday design team makes from the other talented ladies, which they've got some beautiful ideas out there. So you can follow #RubyTuesdayDT if you want to see. That's both on YouTube and Instagram if you want to see a collection of all our works together. And thank you so much, Heather, for obviously sharing your digitals with us. They're beautiful as always, and they always spark so much inspiration, and I cannot wait to make my next project with you. So I hope you have a beautiful day, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.